Can I touch one?
Yeah.
Oh, what is this called again?
It's a serpent star. Yeah, I was like, you're gonna see plenty, don't worry.
This is so cool. Ah, oh my gosh, it's tickling. Last week I told you that Cinderella Square is unapologetically all over the place. Aquariums in the atrium, museums, a live theater, all under one roof. Today, we are going to focus on the aquariums. That's why we're going beyond the glass to learn so much about what it takes to keep an ocean alive here in the mountains. Quick question. How do you keep an ocean alive right here in the mountains? I'm talking real salt water, living coral, tons of tropical fish from all over the world, right here in Roanoke, Virginia. Turns out it's a lot more complicated than I thought. Now we're gonna meet the guy that's keeping the ocean alive right here in the mountains. This is Steven.
Hi.
How much water are we talking about total?
Saltwater wise, we have about 8,000 gallons. Freshwater, I would say we probably have about two to three. So all in all, in the building, I'd say there's probably about 12,000 gallons of water.
12,000 gallons, wow.
Well, I forgot about the koi pond too. So probably about 13 to 14,000.
Okay.
Yeah. These are my mixing stations.
Okay.
So from here, I purify water from the city. That water goes into this bin, and when it's completely full, I pump it into my saltwater mixing bin, and then I add salt. That's just aquarium grade salt. Has all the right nutrients and chemicals that you want for pure seawater. And I mix that in, and I do that once a week.
You're making ocean water right here in the middle of the Roanoke Mountains.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's incredible. It like blows my mind. What would you say is the hardest part about maintaining the salt water here in the building?
There's a lot of different chemical properties that I check in the water, and they all have to balance correctly.
Okay.
So the big one is the salinity for the saltwater system, of course. I generally want to keep that at a consistent level. I don't want to see any fluctuations. There's calcium levels, there's magnesium levels, there's pH, alkalinity, which is water hardness. All this contributes to how well the corals will live and grow.
We're here full time.
I am, yeah.
Monday through Friday. It's a full-time job keeping an ocean alive in the mountains, right?
Definitely, yes. It's a lot of work.
What's kind of cool is it's kind of like your job is just one big science experiment every single day.
It's exactly what it's like. That's how I describe it to people. It's a lot of just tinkering and science, like experiments, making sure I get everything at equilibrium to how I want. I have 12 holding tanks here. 6 are saltwater and 6 are freshwater. It's a quarantine system for new fish that come in. It's a way to make sure that they're healthy. I have to make sure that they're eating well before we move them on to whatever system they're on to.
How long do you keep them in quarantine about?
Our general protocol is for 6 weeks. From there, you can tell if a fish is healthy and eating by them. I have a few anthias.
So all 3 of these on the top are anthias?
Yes.
Okay.
These over here, these are gobies.
Say that again?
Gobies.
Gobies?
Goby with a B.
Okay.
Sand sifting gobies. And then I have a couple of clownfish down here as well.
They're so little. We've got this blue light behind us. And this blue light is something that's really special and exciting.
Yeah,
right?
An eerie blue light. Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. Tell me about this.
Yeah. This is where I grow corals.
It's
my
so
coral
exciting.
farm. Yeah.
And you have fish in here.
Oh yes. This is kind of where the bad fish end up.
The bad fish.
These are fish that don't get along with other fish. This is called a Hollywood stunner chalice. I have jack-o'-lantern leptoceras over here.
Is that the orange or the red that's coming off of it?
It's the orange. I keep all these corals on egg crate. Every now and then I have corals that grow too well and they take over the egg crate.
Like
so
this one?
Yeah, so this is on an entire old piece of egg crate.
Whoa!
So yeah, instead of breaking it up, I just leave it like this because eventually it'll coat it.
They're like squirming and moving around. Ooh!
Yeah, they are a lot more reactive than corals. They're called rose bubble tip anemones.
Okay.
you get different colors based on lighting spectrum. Really intensive lighting here. They're way closer than the anemones upstairs, so you get different colors. So that's why you get to see a lot more greens off of these.
Wow, it looks so different.
Yeah. They can divide themselves on their own, so they split at the base.
I did not know
at
that.
the mouth. So we have 6 anemones upstairs. I only put 2 in there.
Wow. So what is this tree-looking one?
It's called a hammer coral. So you can see the very tips of it. They kind of look like little hammers.
What are the circle things called that you put them on?
These are the frag plugs.
Okay.
They're ceramic discs.
Okay.
They just have a rough surface on them, so I can glue the corals to them.
You frag the coral, which we'll talk about later. You glue the coral to a frag plug.
Yes.
You put it in the water. It grows like this one has, where it's taken over now 4 frag plugs. Then whenever it's time to go into the tank, you leave it on the frag plugs?
Yes, because they also serve the purpose I can wedge them into rock. So it's a good place for them to adhere to so they don't fall over, get flipped over by a fish. It's an encrusting, very aggressive coral. I actually put a couple pieces upstairs 2 weeks ago. I have to keep them very separate from everything else because at night they release stinging tentacles that are usually like 2 to 3 times longer than they are, and they can burn. It's called coral warfare. So they're kind of like standing their ground, defending their position against other corals.
Against other corals?
Yeah.
Whoa! We're talking about fragging.
Yes.
And this is what you use for that. What is this called?
This is a diamond-bladed bandsaw or coral saw. It's what I use to cut most hard skeleton corals. Coral is ready to be cut. I get some of the seawater or the tank water and I just have it ready to go. And I map out how I want to cut it. I usually want to cut it into a small enough piece to where I can glue it onto a 1-inch frag plug or a 1/2-inch frag plug. So then I have a small new piece of coral, and this I will glue onto a frag plug like so. I have special coral glue, so it's safe for the corals. So I glue it down, I let it set, and then I sit it in the tank with it. I'm a big advocate to not harvest too much from the ocean. I like to grow as much as I can here without damaging anywhere else.
Yeah.
So this is the best way to do it. You can grow a lot of corals, you can provide it for many people to see, and you're not doing any harm to the environment.
Here's what I keep thinking about. Every little kid that presses their hand to the glass watches a clownfish swim by. Every family that comes here on a random Saturday because it's rainy or too cold outside, they don't know about the quarantine process or the coral farm in the basement or how Stephen tests the water quality every 2 weeks. But that's kind of the point, isn't it? The magic is supposed to be invisible, but now you know that there's an entire world of care and science and passion living in the basement, keeping this ocean alive in the mountains. Our aquariums are more than just a few fish tanks. There are over 8,000 gallons of carefully curated ocean water, coral conservation, and one organization's dedication to bringing marine life into the mountains. And it's been right here, quietly thriving for more than a decade. And this is what Center in the Square has always been about, using science and discovery to bring families downtown, one aquarium, one kid's wonder at a time. And if you're just now tuning in to this series, make sure you go back and watch the first episode where I do a quick tour of everything that's inside of this building. Because trust me, the aquarium on the first floor is just the beginning. And next week, I'm taking you to the Roanoke Starcade, where every pixel in every game takes you back in time. You don't want to miss it. I'm Katie, and I'll see you next week for another adventure inside the Square.